Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. We're going to end up talking about what's going on. Yo, so people are taking a stance and actually speaking out and talking. So we got Cameron and Mase. They end up talking about, you know, who they're going to end up voting for. They do an interview with Mike Tyson that I think is kind of interesting. This guy right here, Anton Daniels, he's got like a lot of good clips. He caught a clip of it, you know, and he did a reaction to it. So we gonna watch that. Also, I seen Kamala Harris. She did a meeting with FEMA, right? And in that meeting, it looked like she was gaslighting Americans and trying to make people feel bad about the circumstance that they may be going through, you know? So we're going to end up taking a look at that. And I think she finally has, you know, gone to the site to kind of survey what's going on. But let's kind of look and see what's going on right here.
No, and I know people like, your vote counts, this, that, and the third, but it was just, see, look, one of these.
And you know what it is? Like,
some people like really don't think they vote count. What do y'all think? Like in the comment section, shout out to everybody. We live, you know what I mean? If you're watching this on the playback, because some people like, yo, the chat be lit. You know what I mean? Like when we live, you know what I mean? But then like after a while, the process is, you know, and then people like maybe rewatch it. But like I like to go live and talk to the chat. So I try to do subscribers only, you know, if I can for a lot of it. You know what I mean? So we got PGZ in here. Shout out to you. I think you ended up donating to the channel before. We got Shadow in here. We got Michael Mosley in here. Shout out. So let's listen to what's going on.
think about Trump, you know, like if you know somebody and then they get to the place where they're running for president, you almost feel like a hater if you don't vote for them because you know this nigga.
Yeah.
And it's like you ain't vote for somebody.
This is what it is. This is what it is, right? He's president. I got love for him. I live not far from him. I'm always at his house. He's showing me love. His wife, his kids, they all show my family love. Hey, the other people never going to show me that love. This other lady, she's not going to show me no love.
Wait, what? Have y'all seen this episode?
That's what I was about to say about me voting. It's never like I seen a president that made a difference.
Also, if y'all hit that like button, man, you know what I mean? We got to hit that like button and stay in the algorithm. Shout out to y'all. Hey, before we talk about this, I talked about a battle rap topic. I did like a blog on that. I did another blog on something else that was going on battle rap, but now we back to entertainment, man.
Difference for me growing up. It wasn't
And
like,
I do want to say this as well, right? Them interviewing Mike Tyson and, you know, going ahead and putting a lot of publicists, like what they do, and 50 Cent talks about this a lot of times. A lot of publicists, what they do is they tell you to stay away from politics, you know, because you don't want to be an entertainer for one side of the aisle, you know, because if you like, look at what's happening with Taylor Swift now. She's on the side of Kamala Harris. People that are on the red party, the Republicans, they're now like going in on her, going at her on Twitter. And that's what's going to come. So a lot of people tell you to stay away from, publicists are going to tell you to stay away from, you know what I mean, politics if you can, because it's the taboo subject. You're going to always upset some people, you know. So for these guys to go ahead and address what's going on, you know, and to give their opinions on who they're going to end up voting for, I think is a big deal, you know. And I think they also understand how important this election is.
like, yo, if this nigga win, he gonna come through.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna end up seeing him. I just never really felt like it made a difference. Now, what I will say is this:
Did
murder.
the PPP matter?
I wasn't a part of that. I don't know.
Yo, that green got a fire though, bro.
A lot of chicken.
Yeah. I didn't get PPP or none of the loans, but
Nah, but listen, when you think about this, you know, they're not gonna help me get my friends out of prison that got life sentences and shit.
Yeah, no,
they're not gonna help me. They're not gonna help me.
Totally agreeing with you, Mike. That's exactly what I'm saying. When you got, and that's what Mase just said.
Yeah.
When you got somebody that you know that made it there, it makes sense. It doesn't make sense for you not to vote for him because everything Mase just said and everything you.
My bad. We got a lot of cash apps, man. Let me, cash app sign Piperboy Williams. I appreciate that. Jerry Frey said, shout out to you. Keep the content going. Mary Allen said, salute to you. Yo, I got somebody named Mary Allen watching me. Shout out to you.
you just said makes 100% sense. I was just saying that I've never known anybody. I never met Trump. I know y'all was on before I was on, so I didn't get a chance to meet Trump. But I'm not arguing your point. Stat, did you want to chime in?
Oh, no. I'm just going to say do your own research, see what matters to you, and then register to vote and make your decision.
Say she probably has a publicist. This is what they tell you. And it's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, and sometimes you prefer people really not to get involved in politics because they're living a different type of life than you. You know what I mean? A lot of times, like when you are super popular like that, you're getting like crazy money, you know, so people really don't want to hear your opinion. So I'm not mad at her for taking that stance.
I'm like, you want to go for Kamala?
So basically,
He said, nah, you go vote for Kamala. Yo.
she's saying is she voting for Kamala Harris based off of identity politics. But it's a couple different things that I want to mine out from this. Number one, Cam is wrong, and that your vote does count, and you don't necessarily have to
It does count. It does count.
see the person to know that they're making an impact.
If your vote didn't count, trust me, they would not be going through all of this to make sure you have no voter ID. You don't have to submit voter ID, and they're letting people come in like from overseas, and you know what I'm saying? Like it, and you know what I mean? They want people to just come in, right? And then be able to vote with no voter ID so that they don't really need you moving forward is what they're trying to do. And this is what Elon Musk is telling everybody on Twitter. That's why they're saying, yo, because democracy is really in danger right now. Y'all don't really understand what's going on. Once they get to a point and a position where they feel like they don't need you anymore, that's when things are really going to change. So yeah, they're going to open the borders and like let people flood in, allegedly. You know what I mean? So your vote matters. If it didn't, trust me, they would not be doing all of this.
You got to understand that a lot of these policies and your tax rates and immigration into your cities and all of these things, this is decided by the people that are governing you at that time. More importantly, forget the national election. The local elections affect you even more. And I'm not necessarily saying Cam in particular because Cam got a
Hit the like button if you can. Appreciate it.
level of wealth at this point to where, you know, you're going to win no matter what. But you are still affected by what happens. And you don't want people to determine what happens with your money because it's still your tax dollars and you're paying into the system. Another thing that I want to say, though, is I think that what makes Mike Tyson so dope and so real is that he completely dispels the myth of Trump being racist. And more importantly, there's a lot of other people, Oprah, that was great friends with Trump all of these years. Next thing you know, you see her hosting a town hall in Michigan with Kamala Harris speaking negatively on him. And that's the difference between men and women. Before I even get to the political side of it, the difference between men and women, real dudes, because it is some sassy dudes out there too. The difference between men and women is that guys don't switch up on you. People like Tyson, the one thing that you can't say about him is that he's not vulnerable, that he's not real, that he's not wise, and the things that he's learned. And shout out to It Is What It Is because, you know, they put on a phenomenal platform when it comes to popular culture, sports talk, and shout out to Mase too, because Mase said he leans more conservative and he's not afraid to actually voice that he is. And we know that black people get shamed for not voting Democrat, which if you are a real one, then you don't really care about what other people think anyway. But Mike Tyson completely dispels the myth that Trump don't like black people and all of this other it's nonsense. It's bullcrap. And it's another excuse and a trope that's being marketed to you. And more importantly, I don't even care about whether you like me or not. I care about whether your policies affect me. And what we do know is that the policies of the current administration, which Kamala Harris obviously is the one that's the vice president, and she was the one that was tasked. Isn't it ironic that she was the one that was tasked with overseeing what was happening at the border? What I do know is that the policies that they have in place and the things that they're proposing is not in my best interest. It's not in the best interest of black people. When I seen Planned Parenthood,
Somebody said this is not a democracy, this is a republic.
Pull up next to the Democratic National Convention and basically was able to operate without any kind of restrictions whatsoever, I said, wow. And then when the Democratic National Convention ended and everybody pulled out of Chicago, guess what? Chicago was still in shambles. a sanctuary city that is over $250 million. This fiscal year has been in the red in their budget for the longest. Brandon Johnson is on his way to bankrupting the city. In 2025, they got a projected $1 billion budget shortfall, short 2,000 police officers. Crime is running rampant. He's trying to remove ShotSpotter. It's almost like these people are plants that's put there to completely destroy your communities and the people that are affected the most that actually look like you, that you say you care so much for.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to him, man. Let's get to Kamala Harris at this FEMA meeting.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Kamala Harris.
Eddie Buffalo.
Thank you for your work, Mr. Buffalo.
Alan Boyer.
Thank you for your work.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good to
Hit the like button. I see y'all hitting the like button, man. I appreciate that. The views are starting to go up again. Shout out to y'all. All the new subscribers in here. Adam, hey, I want to shout out all my subscribers. You know, I see a lot of YouTubers, y'all don't be doing that. You know, because I think y'all got like so many subscribers. Y'all don't feel like the people that subscribe are the people that got you here. I want to shout out my subscribers before we keep going. We got Adam Karim in here. We got Dabba Style in here. We got Michael Mosley in here. We got Adam Karim in here. We got OG Do in here. We got Diddy the Goat in here. We got Kevin in here. It's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all y'all in here.
Hi, I'm Esmeralda Mayor of Asheville.
Bro, y'all got to understand what this is, bro. This is just like a show right now. Y'all know, like, if you've been looking, like, let me show y'all, bro. People are complaining right now that FEMA is doing nothing. And shout out to Corey Jenkins with the $4.99 donation. I appreciate MAGA. Appreciate him. You know what I'm saying? Also, appreciate you, Star, from the Star Report, for shouting me out. That was big. That was major, bro.
And I'm not very happy. I mixed emotions standing there.
So this says right here, and Ben Av, shout out to you, new subscriber, said, I don't care what, hold on. So this dude is saying, Insurrection Barbie, she like exposing everything, bro. Y'all might want to follow her on Twitter, like anything and everything. Like, she's just putting out there. So shout out to Insurrection Barbie. But it says, I don't care what anybody says about the allegations from 10 years ago that may or may not be true about Mark Robinson. If I lived in North Carolina, I would feel much better knowing that he was the governor of my state. Listen.
I'm standing here, I'm not looking very happy right now. And I'm not very happy. I mixed emotions standing in this room. I'm standing in this room with a bunch of civilians who've had to pick up the mantle and do what our state is unwilling to do for some reason.
The state should have did this.
And I'm not shy about saying it. I'm not shy about saying it. I know this camera's going. That's going out on Facebook Live, and I don't care.
Shout out to you, Champ Bailey, for coming in. New subscriber. Shout out to you. But that's a big deal for this guy to come in there and saying, like, you know, it's, you know, the state should have been like intervening and doing something about it. We can all blame Kamala, right? Like, this is Kamala's Katrina is really what it is, right? But it should have, like, the state should have stepped in and done something, you know what I mean, before the federal government, like, really has to step in and, like, do something. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So I'm being fair about that. Like, I don't like the way they handle that at all.
I'm standing here, I'm not looking very happy right now, and I'm not very happy. I mixed emotions standing in this room. I'm standing in this room with a bunch of civilians who've had to pick up the mantle and do what our state is unwilling to do for some reason. And I'm not shy about saying it. I'm not shy about saying it. I know this camera's...
And the crazy part about it, like, even though he's saying that, there's so much evidence that they are stopping civilians from even coming through. Green Av said he's been subscribed for years. Shout out to you. But they're stopping Americans from coming through. They're stopping people from flying over there with supplies. They're stopping people from, you know, bringing supplies over, you know what I mean, and trucks and all of that. Because they want to, like, handle everything and get all the credit for everything instead of just saying, okay, we all need to help these people. It's politics at the end of the day. And we've seen Glenn Beck go up and he questioned FEMA, like, why are you guys putting the trucks where people can't find them? If people are supposed to sign up for aid and help, why are you not putting these trucks near where their food is? He's talking to the lady. He's being as upfront and very respectful as possible with the lady from FEMA, right? She's like, oh, well, I don't really control this and I don't really control that. And we'll just be here back. We'll be back here tomorrow. Meanwhile, people are displaced. This is like literal insanity. And I know, hey, they trying to mess with my algorithm right now. You know what I mean? So that's why I encourage y'all to hit the like button. Like, they don't want, like, people, like, these platforms do not want this message getting out. That's why it's very important. It don't have to be me. When you see somebody talking about stuff like this, hit the like button. Some more, or do y'all just want, like, yo, hit the like button so we can see more about Cardi B and Offset? Hit the like button so we can see more about Glorilla or Lotto and like you know what I mean? Hit the like button. Like, we got an election coming up. You know what I mean? Hit the like button.
That's going out on Facebook Live, and I don't care. There's no way in hell the citizens of North Carolina should be paying $50,000 a day for fuel to go rescue their fellow citizens.
It's crazy.
When they pay taxes, when they pay into the revenue of this state. We have a $33.1 billion budget in this state. It's supposed to be there to take care of the people. But unfortunately, and yeah, I'm going to get a little political here, we have a damn governor who's unwilling to do it. And he needs to get off his duff and be down here with us, helping us to get this done, and he's not doing it. When it started, he was in New York City somewhere fundraising. He was in New York City when this started, and he has been AWOL ever since. And this is not about Republican or Democrat. This is not about an election. This is not about a campaign. This is about, you know what? It is about a campaign. It is. It's about one campaign.
It is. And then you got the governor of Florida talking about, yo, I'm not about to be answering no call. Because, you know, we got like Hurricane Milton that's on its way. And you got some of the top like advisors and some of the people that, you know, meteorologists and stuff. And they say, yo, it's coming. And the governor of Florida is like making provisions right now to get ready for like Hurricane Milton. And he said that they're saying that there was a call put in to the governor. And he's saying like, yo, I'm not answering that because it's purely political motivated. Like, I'm not worried about politics right now. I'm worried about my people. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the governor of Florida.
Right. To save the people of Western North Carolina. I'm saying this directly into that camera. It is time for every politician in this country to stop playing damn politics and start taking care of the people. Right. Because that's your political game. Not holding on to your seat, not figuring out how you can climb the political ladder, but helping people figure out how they can survive these catastrophes and have better lives. So I'm calling on the governor one more time. Send the resources necessary.
Yeah, hey, Shanna McDonald said another area they landed a bunch of helicopters on a runway doing nothing while others, civilians, were trying to fly donated goods out. It's insane. It is insane, bro.
Necessary to help these folks get this done. Yes, because it's ridiculous that the state's not doing it.
So shout out to him. Also, we got this, right? Before we get back to what Kamala Harris was saying, right? So it says, oh, look, real leadership. Maybe Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, who are currently in power, can take some notes. So this is the guy, you know what I mean, in Florida that's getting things done.
We have made a pre-landfall declaration request to FEMA for support, and Kevin has been working with the administrator, and we anticipate positive approval on that. We have 51 counties in Florida currently under a state of emergency. The executive order that I signed over the weekend also orders all disaster debris management sites and landfills to be open 24/7 in the lead up to Hurricane Milton. We had a lot of debris.
Bro, you hear what he's saying? Listen to this dude.
We have made a pre-landfall declaration request to FEMA for support, and Kevin has been working with the administrator, and we anticipate positive approval on that. We have 51 counties in Florida currently under a state of emergency. The executive order that I signed over the weekend also orders all disaster debris management sites and landfills to be open 24/7 in the lead up to Hurricane Milton. We had a lot of debris left from Hurricane Helene on Florida's Gulf Coast. That creates a huge hazard if you have a major hurricane hit in that area.
I like this because it's like Ron DeSantis is just coming out here, right? It's like, yo, this is what's going on. This is what we're trying to get done. Like, this is leadership. This is not just waiting. This is like, all right, this is what's going on. Like, I'm giving y'all updates on like what we doing, like what it is. This is leadership. He's not sitting back like in his recliner, smoking a cigar. He's trying to figure out how to get things done for his state.
This week. So we've marshaled state assets to be able to help with that mission, and we're going to continue to do that until it's safe, until it's no longer safe to do so. So we do have a Category 4 hurricane. It is currently located 745 miles southwest of Tampa. It has not moved terribly quickly, but that obviously could change going forward. Storm surge watch has been issued for the Florida Gulf Coast from mainland Monroe County northward to the Suwannee River, the Dixie-Levy County line. 8 to 12 feet peak storm surge is potential for northern Pinellas all the way down to Charlotte, including in Tampa Bay. 5 to 10 feet peak storm surge is possible from Yankeetown southward to the Pasco-Pinellas County line and from Englewood southward to Bonita Beach, including Charlotte Harbor. Hurricane watches have been issued for portions of west central Florida and Florida's Nature Coast. Tropical storm watches extend further south and north through.
Real quick, y'all, anybody in the chat live near the ocean? I do not want to live near the ocean, bro. Ain't no way. I am good on that. Ain't no way, bro.
Oh, yes, of course, Mayor. It's good to talk to you.
Yes, it was good to talk with you.
I'm looking forward to our conversation.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you again, Mayor.
Bro, this is nothing but a show, bro. And I'm disappointed. It says Vice President Kamala Harris attends FEMA briefing on damage caused by Hurricane Helene in North Carolina. This is nothing but a show. It's her walking into a room, shaking hands with people.
Thank you, Governor.
This is a show. She should have been out in the field already. Shout out to Nicolina Tasby with the $3 donation. Appreciate you. She should have been out in the field, not like doing some photo op.
Thank you, Robert. Do you have a job?
I work.
And you. Kamala Harris, Chief, thank you so very much. General, thank you. Congresswoman, thank you. Thank you. Please have a seat, everybody.
Well, Madam Vice President, we are so glad to see you and welcome you once again to North Carolina. This has been an unprecedented disaster for our state, but what you are seeing, thanks to you and the Biden-Harris administration, state and local officials, volunteers, private organizations, this has been a massive, unprecedented response. We are deeply grateful for the federal resources that we have. FEMA has been on the ground with us since the very beginning of this. So we look forward to briefing and giving you details about the significant progress that's happening and all that we have to do. Unfortunately, we have 68 people who've lost their lives, but people are still working hard.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody said, why she still got a grin on her face. Look when she sits down, bro. She not worried about the people. She's worried about this photo op. She knows this is just like a setup for a photo op. Watch her face, bro. This is a serious situation. People are out here like losing their lives. People don't know where their family members are. Kids are displaced. People are lost their homes, the cars, the phones, the internet. They have no food. They don't have a wallet. And she's smiling. Exactly. Thizzy Young, the new subscriber, said, why is she smiling?
Well, Madam Vice President, we are so glad to see you and welcome you once again to North Carolina. This has been an unprecedented disaster for our state. But what you are seeing, thanks to you the Biden-Harris administration, state and local officials, volunteers, private organizations. This has been a massive, unprecedented response. We are deeply grateful for the federal resources that we have. FEMA has been
But
on.
I understand too, and this is me. Yeah, it's crazy, right? But I understand too, and we're gonna be fair. She is running for an election, so she does have to have those photo ops, and she has, you know, people have to see her in a position of power, right? And this is like the perfect setup. You got everybody there in FEMA, right? And they're supposedly giving her a briefing. She's showing you what it looks like if she's in a position of power. Everybody around her telling her what's going on. This is a photo op. Is what it is.
On the ground with us since the very beginning of this. So we look forward to briefing and giving you details about the significant progress that's happening and all that we have to do. Unfortunately, we have 68 people who've lost their lives, but people are still working hard. And
She trying not to laugh. Oh my God. Watch her face when he said we have 68 people who lost their lives. Watch her response, bro.
the significant progress that's happening and all that we have to do. Unfortunately, we have 68 people who've lost their lives, but people are still working hard in search and rescue to save people and to surge resources into Western North Carolina. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, Governor, and I thank you all, everyone here. I've talked with many of you within actually hours and
Look at her face.
I thank you all, everyone here. I've talked with many of you.
Look at that. There's nothing funny about this.
Within actually
There's nothing funny about this, Kamala.
hours and certainly days of Helene hitting this beautiful state. And I thank you all for the work you've been doing around the clock. Administrator, you and I have talked many, many times, and your team on the ground are just doing extraordinary work. But the work that's happening here that is so positively impacting so many people is really an example of the best we can do when we bring resources together at the federal, state, and local level and tap into the kind of collegiality that produces results. And this is the work that you all have been doing. For the folks who are local, I also know what this means for each of you as a leader, to be a leader at a time.
Y'all, this cannot be real. These people are displaced, and this cannot be real, y'all.
That your own homes, your families, your friends, people you know, your community has been directly hit. For the folks that work in your various divisions and offices, I know that they've been showing up at a moment of need for others, even when their own families and their own homes have been directly impacted. I think that these moments of crisis bring out some of the best of who we can be and who we are. I've been seeing and hearing the stories from here in North Carolina about strangers who are helping each other out, giving people assistance in every way that they need, including shelter, food, and friendship and fellowship. And so I thank everyone for all the work that they've been doing, those who are in the room and those who are out there right now working around the clock. And I'm also here because I wanted to make an announcement that yesterday we added Mecklenburg County to the major disaster declaration. So that means that we're going to be getting substantial resources in to help folks, and in particular to help them now be able to apply for federal assistance for
Hey, PG got smoked. He said, it's real, gang. Our government has no common sense, and we're giving them all of our tax money. That's the thing that bothers me about this. I mean, whatever side of the aisle you on, that's what bothers me about that.
for a range of
Because when it comes down to it, they are so quick to give everybody else our money. But when we need it, $750, you can apply for it. Good luck if you got internet. Elon Musk trying to put internet out there. They stopping him. Like, this is what y'all not paying attention to. That's a problem.
A moment of need for others, even when their own families and their own homes have been directly impacted. I think that these moments of crisis bring out some of the best of who we can be and who we are. I've been seeing and hearing the stories from here in North Carolina about strangers who are helping each other out, giving people assistance in every way that they need, including shelter, food, and friendship and fellowship. And so I thank everyone for all the work that they've been doing, those who are in the room and those who are out there.
They haven't been doing anything. What are you talking about? Wait a minute. Hold on for a minute. What have they done? Can somebody like message me on Twitter, at me, and something that they have done? Why am I seeing Glenn Beck getting on the FEMA talking about y'all trucks are hitting to where people don't know where they are. They need to be visible. And when he's talking to this lady, she's talking about, oh, well, tomorrow we'll be back. What have y'all done? Why did that governor come out and say, like, you know what I mean? The citizens are the ones trying to step up and help. $750, that's what... Hey, y'all, you cannot make this up, bruh. You can't.
Right now, working around the clock. And I'm also here because I wanted to make an announcement that yesterday we added Mecklenburg County to the major disaster declaration. So that means that we're going to be getting substantial resources in to help folks, and in particular to help them now be able to apply for federal assistance for a range of things that will be including home repair, what folks need in terms of generators or even just compensation for the generators that they've had to buy, the kind of shelter that they've had to seek, including hotels.
Shout out to Brandy Deal with the $1 donation. I appreciate you.
And
I don't know why I was, y'all, I was about to say, like, why they, when you first look at your name, I was like, is that baby oil? Like, shout out to Brandy Deal with the donation. Shout out to you.
Federal assistance for these issues is, I know, extremely important because a lot of folks don't save for these kinds of emergencies, and when they hit, it takes a real drain on their resources and ability to take care of themselves and their family. But again, I thank everybody here. I'm looking forward to...
This is a photo op. That's all this is a photo op, bro. Like, we know this is a photo op.
So President Biden is on the move today. He's going to head to the near war zone conditions in our southeast. He's going to South Carolina. The storm hit Hurricane Helene last Thursday. So now nearly a week later, he will go. He's going to reportedly survey the devastation brought on by Helene, and the death toll now across 6 states is at least 166 people killed. Helene is now the second deadliest hurricane to hit U.S. mainland in a half century, the most deadly Hurricane Katrina. Steve Harrigan is live for us, just about 35 miles outside of Asheville, North Carolina.
We got 12,000 views. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate all of y'all, the new subscribers that's in here. Subscribers jump, you know what I mean? I appreciate all y'all. It is what it is.
Where those epic pictures of the impact there have been seen. Steve.
Harris, a lot of these smaller towns.
Shout out to Steve, you new subscriber. He said, where is Biden? I thought the VP didn't have the power to do anything. Bro, like, Biden is nowhere to be found. He's nowhere to be. Somebody says Biden a lot. Like, hopefully he's still alive, you know what I'm saying? But I don't, where is he? Can somebody tell me what Biden is? Because I have no idea where he is. I have no idea where he is.
Aren't getting much attention. Asheville's getting all the press, but things are remarkably bad here. There's a really all-volunteer fight going on, just friends and neighbors and people who live here to try and connect one side and to connect them across the river to the other side. That's really been a battle. You can't get vehicles through at this point. You said the death toll is higher than 100.
Look at this. This is insane.
160, and that's likely to keep going up. People here say it's going to go up much higher because many areas still so cut off. It's really people checking on neighbors by foot or by bicycle, going door to door. And people here tell us things have gotten so rough they are sharing water with each other.
We're sharing food.
Shout out to Brandy Deal with the $5 donation. Appreciate this exposure. I appreciate you for watching. Shout out. Because I can be like, hey, Randy, deal. Like, if you look at my channel, I could talk about anything. I can talk about entertainment, 50-something thousand views, 30-something thousand views. This is important. We got an election coming up. There's people displaced, you know, and I feel like, you know, I don't want to be like, oh, let's talk about Cardi B. Let's talk about Offset. Let's talk about Diddy right now when this is going on. We can get to all them topics later, but this is important. People need to see what their government is doing in times of crisis.
Food and water is now becoming available, but a lot of us had water on hand that we're sharing if needed. And then for flushing toilets, we're going down the street to the spring and collecting rainwater if it comes.
People hungry here, too, for information. They ask us, what's going on? When's it going to get better? They're using handheld radios to try to find out. Many here are aware that the president will be flying over some of the worst hit areas this afternoon. Harris?
Well, you got in there, and I know that the president isn't as physically capable as you are, but it would be interesting if some...
Yo. They be sending shots, though. Fox be sending them shots. She's like, I know the president isn't as physically capable as you are. Yo, they do not play, bruh.
More people could actually get into that area. And military could definitely airlift something into that area. We do it all over the world.
Yeah, do it all over the world. Now y'all have a problem with doing that. Y'all could airdrop supplies. Y'all could airdrop food. Y'all can, you know, do it everywhere else. But it can't be done right now, right? Right?
Steve Harrigan, thank you. Brian, I'm sure people can hear this tone in my voice. It was last Thursday.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Not only that, okay, maybe the hurricane was not a surprise to anyone. Which state will hit the hardest? It looks like Florida is expected to hit hardest there. And maybe no one in North Carolina in the mountains thought that they were going to be water victims. And maybe they made some poor decisions. Having said that, having not been
you know, I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, so there was like a really bad storm that we had. And this place was flooded. I had like a Camaro. Bruh, at this time I was living in an apartment. I looked outside because I like rain. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. I looked outside when I seen my Camaro floating down the street. Oh, I was livid. I was so mad, bro. I'm like trying to like swim to get to my Camaro. You know what I mean? I had to sell it. I was so mad, bro. But Nashville, Tennessee, I will say shout out to Nashville. They came together, you know, and cleaned the city up. We didn't really... I think maybe the federal government helped a little bit, but it was like a help of a collective. Like, and I'm not from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, right? So I've never seen a natural disaster like that and like lived through it. You know what I mean? And that happening, like so many homes, bro, there was so many homes destroyed. It was unbelievable, especially like in the Bellevue area and like different like homes destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Messed up, flooded, all that. Bro, when I tell you, people were like, we ain't going to work. We helping these people. That's how they are in Nashville, bro. People took their canoes out. You know what I'm saying? They was picking people up. They kayaks, you know what I'm saying? Like the two-seater, they was picking people up, the canoes, they boats. You know what I mean? Helping people out like on White Bridge Road and all that. Then they all got together and helped rebuild businesses and homes. I've never seen nothing like that before. And they're like, oh, this the South, baby. We ain't got to depend on it. I'm like, oh, what? It's word. Say no more. You know, everybody wanted to help. It was just that type of camaraderie. And that's why, like, when I see Americans, like, getting, like, even people in Tennessee are trying to go out there in North Carolina and help. I'm going to get to that super chat in a minute. People in Tennessee trying to get out there and help, but they're getting stopped. So I understand, like, now that I've lived through it and seeing how people, you know, are invigorated with, like, helping people that are in distress. You see what I'm saying? So, and then, like, how they must feel to go out there and have the government stop them is insane. You know, but, like, I had to live through that. Bro, my car, like, I was sick. That was just my car. Luckily, I didn't have a house at the time. Now I got a house. You know what I mean? I could just imagine if something happened in my house. I would feel crazy. All right, so we got a cash app by GLS5031 with the $20 donation. Shout out to you. He said, vote her out. Trump 2024. This is your lane, Piper Boy. I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in, subscribing, all that. I appreciate that.
able to identify the problem. And I was just on the radio and took a talk.
But I will never forget how like people in Nashville stepped up and helped. And I don't even think like, I mean, I said it earlier. I don't really even think the federal government really got involved that much. Maybe they did, but they got it cleaned up so fast. The citizens, it was unreal. It was unreal. And then the bad part about it is like people were, I think they had insurance to where the insurance companies wouldn't cover floods. So a lot of people was just like out of luck. You know what I mean? So like it just took people getting together and like helping people out, giving people major breaks on home, you know, like home reconstruction prices. And you know what I'm saying? Because it was a community effort to help people. You know, so yeah, in America, sometimes like people will like come together and help. And, you know, we don't necessarily, I mean, we need the federal government to help somewhat. We paying them taxes. If we paying taxes, we want something. You know what I mean? Like, imagine like you working overtime. You got 2 jobs. You trying to, you know, make it. And you got paying the taxes at the end of the you paying all these taxes. State tax, federal tax. You know what I mean? And then you get into a situation and they're offering you $750 and threatening to tell you, oh, when you get older, you may not even have Social Security. And then you see them giving all this money overseas. Like, it does something to your psyche. This is why people are, like, going crazy on TikTok. Like, what is this? Like, y'all can't. And then you see a vice president up there, and I'm not picking her, I'm just saying what it is. Like, doing a photo op. She's smiling when she's being told there's like 60-something people that, you know what I'm saying, are no longer here. She's smiling. Like, why are you smiling with a photo op? You should be out there. Trump went out there. He did. Like, he, you know, I think he used his own money and he did a GoFundMe, you know what I mean, to try to help people directly. Like, what is y'all doing, bro? Like, it's insane. And then, like, people in the comment section in here, they're like, yo, where is Biden at? Why isn't he doing any speeches? Hey, we just seen the governor of Florida get up there and talk. Where's Biden at? But this is the people that y'all want the next 4 years. You don't know what's going to happen within the next 4. Let's keep it real, bro. You don't know what's going to happen. Right now, like, they want to talk about, I'm seeing J.D. Vance and Tim Walz in the debate, right? J.D. Vance, you know, going in on Tim Walz like, yo, like, y'all are in office now. Why are y'all not doing nothing now? Is what he's saying eloquently. And then you got Tim Walz talking about, oh, if Trump is elected, it's going to be really, really dangerous out here. We got wars going on in Russia and Ukraine. We see what's going on with Israel. Like, what you mean it was more dangerous under Trump? We didn't have these problems. Gas prices was less. Food costs was less. Wasn't nobody worried about no wars. We didn't sit back and see Trump sending over like 1.5 billion or more. We didn't see that. We seen him going after Purdue, which was a pharmaceutical company, the OxyContin. We seen Trump go after them. Made them pay almost, I think it was like $1 billion, $1.5 billion, close to 1.5 billion. We talked about that in a different live, you know what I'm saying, with Purdue, with the OxyContin crisis. They ended up making a Netflix show about it. Trump went after them because he felt like they were, you know, responsible for the opiate epidemic that was going on in America. He went after, and we always say, oh, when is a president going to do something about this? He did it.
Today, almost all of them for the hurricane, and people call me from the surrounding areas saying there's like 5 or 6 small towns outside Asheville, which he just talked about.
Yeah, he was in Maggie.
Are totally ignored, and they have not heard anything from the governor. They are now communicating through the handheld or the ham radios. So there's a
look at that, bruh. Imagine your house being right. Like, man, come on, bruh. And you got the vice president doing a photo op and smiling. Ain't no way, bruh.
Huge problem. And if anybody should know optics, wouldn't it be somebody that's been in politics for 50 years?
Yes.
Why would he even think?
Bro. Hold on. Hey, shout out to Gray Bowling with the $7 donation. Keep doing your thing. Yeah, Cash App sign Piper Boy Williams. Shout out to y'all. Look at this, bro. This is insane, man.
Think about leaving the mansion. The White House, is it that bad of a place to spend a weekend there?
You know
so
what?
just to be in headquarters and show you're engaged. Throw in a window.
Yeah, just like, hey, what's the we electing people. You can't even go on the podium and be like, yo, this is what's going on right now. We're trying to get relief to people. This is like a terrible situation. You know, we working on it. We don't want you guys to think we sitting around twiddling our fingers. We're trying to get something done right now as fast as we can. And this is an emergency. I just want to come up here and talk to you know what I mean, our citizens and let them know, you know what I mean, hold on, like we coming. We trying to help y'all. Like, do something. Like the governor of Florida just came out on the podium and he getting ready for Hurricane Milton. He getting ready for it, letting y'all know what he doing and put provisions in place just in case something go down. Something happened here. You know what I mean? North Carolina, something has happened. Where is the governor at there? Why are we seeing like ex-governors come out and say something on Twitter? That's a problem. Y'all are supposed to be running this, y'all states. This is insane. This is literal insanity. Look at that.
Breaker.
That is so interesting what you're saying. And Kaylee, I thought of it this way, just to further what Brian is saying. As you were talking, I was thinking, well, what younger person, other than the 81-year-old man, could go to this and maybe cross that bridge? Because she's a year younger than I am. I know I could do it. And
look at that. Subscribe to the channel. We know they try to keep the algorithm down. Subscribe to the channel. I need y'all to hit that like button. I need y'all to share this video. Because as soon as I talk about Offset or Diddy, hey, it's being shared. This need to be going out.
Go to some of these areas, right? That bully pulpit. But my gosh, grab a gallon of something and take it with you and be part of the, what? Oh, you mean the vice president?
And the more citizens, and it doesn't matter if whoever's in office, when something's not being handled right, citizens need to speak out and say something. That way, the next time if something happens, they know, oh, the citizen's going to be honest. They're going to be talking. They're going to be going live. They're going to be, you know what I'm saying? They're not going for it. If we're going to be in office, we got to do something.
President who still technically has a job. By the way, she's going to Georgia today. I hope she pops by the Savannah, Georgia port that shut down because of the strike. Lots of picketers. I call on those people. Do a good deed today.
And shout out to Furu the Guru. I haven't seen you in here before. A new subscriber, I'm guessing. He said it's about how the government responds. Dre, shout out to you. He said like, share, and subscribe. 100. Appreciate that.
Help.
Yeah, a lot of problems on the Biden-Harris watch. Brian, I mean, to your point, would we expect anything different? Biden left the White House during the fall of Afghanistan and then had to go to Camp David from Delaware and then finally got back to the White House. You know, FEMA, we saw Kamala Harris there Monday, and it's this big, long table, and I've been there at these same briefings.
Look at that, bro.
And you have the nameplates there, and there's Kamala Harris at this briefing. And the sign behind her said, helping people before, during, and after disaster. And I got to thinking about that. Okay, well, before, Governor DeSantis said, yes, I got everything I needed from Biden. Kemp got a call from Biden. Before, they did deploy resources. They get credit.
Have y'all seen images like this? They're hiding them. The internet is being sanitized, so you do not see this.
For that. But before, during, and then almost to after, indeed to after, Biden was in Delaware. Kamala Harris was at a fundraiser. If I were advising her, I would have given her a call and said, get back here Saturday morning, come from the border. I want to see you in FEMA headquarters, and then we're sending you to Georgia once the damage has passed. We did not see her before, during. We're just now seeing her after.
Just now seeing her.
Let's go back to that moment on Monday because we have Kamala Harris ignoring reporter questions at the FEMA briefing.
She's ignoring reporter questions at the FEMA briefing.
If we could excuse you for a little bit.
Madam Vice President.
This way. Thank you. Come on. This way. Let's go. This way.
Thank you very much.
Is this being televised?
This is insane, bro. This is a crap show right here, bro.
It's like the only Democrat and all of that because you've helped people in harm's way. You've been at the State Department. You know what it's like to be an American and need the help of the United States.
And a lot of these cards are inoperable.
You know.
And to be fair, That's what they're doing. I mean, there are 4,800.
I haven't seen any airlifts. I haven't seen anything that looks like, like our capability.
Let me give you some of the numbers and the statistics. 4,800 federal employees that they've already surged down before, have been there since, that are helping on the ground. The president ordered 1,000 National Guard. He brought up the National Guard from all different branches to do airlifts, to get food to people, to get help to people. They are surging resources. And when you hear from some of these Republican governors who say we do have what we need, we've heard from President Biden. And one of the challenges that we all know
that they have what they need.
We know that it is
Which
very.
Republican governor has said that?
I mean, Ron DeSantis.
Even the Democrat.
Ron
Cooper
DeSantis has said very positive things, Harris. What I will say is getting a president and the security and the communications into places that have nothing is very. I mean, we hear from people on the ground.
Our crew.
Somebody said, "Hey, bro, you lit right now." I'm not lit. We lit. We lit. You know what I'm saying? We all lit. I ain't lit without y'all. It's y'all hitting the like button. It's y'all subscribing. We just went up like 200 subscribers. This is y'all. We got 4,189 subscribers in 5 days. We getting shout out by major platforms. This ain't me. This y'all. I can't do this. The only thing I can do is go live and show y'all videos and give y'all my commentary. It's y'all sharing the videos. It's y'all liking the videos. It's y'all donating. That's what's getting. You know what I mean? It ain't me. It's y'all.
Let me finish. No, our crew doesn't have 25 Secret Service trucks that have to come with them.
No,
we hear
you can
from
drop it
sheriffs
from the air.
Harris, we hear from, but you guys are complaining that they haven't been down there yet. We hear from sheriffs and local officials on the ground who say, please don't come yet because we will have to divert emergency resources to protecting you.
I'm not sending people in. I'm asking from the air to utilize those
so
boots on the
Biden
ground.
and Harris are going today and tomorrow. They're going to visit 4 states.
And what are they doing? Are they taking supplies with them?
Yes, and they're hearing from people on the ground about what else they need. But they have the federal government down there, Harris, right now helping. And to say they don't is, I'm telling you.
I didn't say they weren't there. I said it's not enough.
It's been real slow.
Nobody said that they're not there, lady. They said it's not enough. It's what they've been saying. She's trying to she's doing some mental gymnastics. They never said that. They said that they're not doing enough. What are you, what?
Yes, and they're hearing from people on the ground about what else they need, but they have the federal government down there, Harris, right now helping. And to say they don't is, yes.
Y'all see the federal government anywhere? I'm not saying they're not down there. I'm just saying where they at? Where they at? And shout out to For Real Family with the $5 donation, said Obama is controlling everything Kamala does through her secret earpiece earrings, and Hillary is controlling Obama. Let me show y'all this, what Hillary said, bro. All the people that's in here watching this, y'all will not believe this, what Hillary Clinton said, bro. She's basically saying the internet needs to be controlled so that they can maintain control. Basically, she's calling for censorship with the internet. This is literal insanity. Let me get to this video, bro. I cannot believe she actually put this out. Hold on. I think I passed it. But yeah, Hillary Clinton put this out. Yo, it's like people super mad right now. Super mad. And we went through some of these videos, you know what I mean? And the other live. Yo, of course she gonna do an interview with this dude. Of course. Softball questions are gonna be answered. This is crazy, bro. I cannot believe this lady. Let me get to it. I'm gonna get to it in a minute. Let me look through here. Hold on. Let me go all the way up. Hillary Clinton. I think I got so disgusted I deleted it, man. I cannot believe she said that the internet needs to be controlled. Yo, they making up fake family members and everything. Bruh. Candace Owens exposed. I think I got so annoyed. Let me go to my likes. Yeah, here it is right here.
Whether it's Facebook, if the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because you see what's going on? They trying to control the narrative. They're trying to control all of these platforms out here. It's what they're doing. Because if the platforms don't start falling in line and censoring, they lose control. This is Hillary Clinton saying this.
if the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm. That if the platforms, whether
Comment section. What happened to freedom of speech? They want to say Trump is trying to censor the internet. This is what they're saying. She literally just said that the internet needs to be censored so that they can maintain control. She said that. I didn't say that. This is what this lady said. I used to be blue. I used to vote blue, all that. I'm black, I'm blue, thug life. Can't tell me different. When I started opening my eyes and seeing this, oh, brother, this is America. I'm changing my mind. I'm red, thug life. You not about to no, we not. They already controlled. Y'all remember the internet was just controlled not too long ago. Remember I can't even say it. I don't even know if I can say it on here. Remember when they took a whole year from our life during that situation when everybody had to get jabbed in order to go to work? You know what I'm saying? By them companies. Remember that? Remember that if you even mentioned it on social media platforms, they were putting a whole bunch of annotations under what you were saying. Videos were being sanitized, taken off the internet. You remember that? That was their doing. Y'all didn't like that when the internet was being controlled. I did not like that. I was getting off the internet. I'm like, why is this being controlled like this? I thought we had freedom of speech on the internet. That was being threatened. And now you got this lady sitting here right now talking about, these social media companies need to control this. Are we going to end up losing power? This is what she's saying. Shout out to Furu the Guru. He said, let's not forget that Diddy was a known supporter of the Democratic Party. Exactly. They probably went to the white parties. It is what it is. Thug life. They probably did, but this is insane. I am not saying, if I was to be anywhere talking to somebody about this, and just, playing devil's advocate, whatever, with politics, and not bring up, the Democrats are trying to control the internet. And then they sanitized allegedly, I got to put that out there, sanitized the internet during the, situation that happened when they took a year from everybody's life. And people are still scared to even talk about it. Y'all remember that? Oh, no, I don't remember that. Oh, the Democrats didn't do that. They wouldn't do that. And then now you got this lady literally saying it.
the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm.
Shout out to everybody that's been hitting the super chat, you know what I'm saying, Cash App, all of that. Because I don't even know if they're going to let this video be monetized, just being real. Because we talking too much realness in here, y'all.
And they're hearing from people on the ground about what else they need, but they have the federal government down there, Harris, right now helping. And to say they don't is, I'm telling you.
I didn't say they weren't there. I said it's not enough.
It's been real slow.
It's hard to get to these places, Brian.
But it's.
If you got helicopters, it's kind of easier to fly in. Like, what you talking about? It's hard to get to these places, Ryan. Bro, she will say anything for them, man.
I said it's not enough.
It's been real slow.
Shout out to you, Nope Nelson. I see you.
Slow.
It's hard to get to these places, Brian.
But
I ain't gonna lie, I clap, bro. Like, she ain't bad looking, bro. I'm just saying. But I mean, I don't like what she be thinking, though.
This way, these people need help, and they're not getting anything from FEMA. Keep in mind, Trump has raised $3.9 million on his GoFundMe page for them.
Is that from his watches?
Meanwhile, Trump has raised how much? And she got a slick comment to make. What is Kamala raised? Like, I'm trying to figure that out. You got a slick comment about Trump raising money, but you got a slick comment. This lady, bro.
Million on his GoFundMe page.
Wait, hold on. How many millions?
Help, and they're not getting anything from FEMA. Keep in mind, Trump has raised $3.9 million on his GoFundMe page for them.
Is that from his watches? We'll see where it goes.
No, it's for the GoFundMe.
Save our allies is there.
Okay, we got to go. Families affected.
Not what you got to say, lady.
News alert. Let's head to the White House. Peter Doocy is asking questions of Karine Jean-Pierre. Let's listen.
Home.
who are wrongfully detained and held hostage. And again, frankly, we've had an extraordinary record of doing just that, and that's going to be the president's top priority.
And on this issue of funding, the administration has money to send to Lebanon without Congress coming back. But Congress does have to come back to approve money to send to people in North Carolina. Do I have that right?
Here's what I'm going to be very clear about. The president and the vice president has had a robust whole of government response to this. Hundreds of millions of dollars. I said it at the top, more than $200 million that we have directly put towards survivors here for disaster help. And that's because of this president's commitment to make sure that we are there for communities that are impacted. We take this very seriously again. We take this very.
We just seen a video of Kamala smiling. And she's literally sitting here saying that we're taking this seriously. We got, hold on, let me show y'all some of these videos. Y'all will not believe it.
Truth about the FEMA presence in Asheville, Swannanoa, and Black Mountain. While the media's making it out like FEMA's got a big presence here, let me tell you something. I've been here since day one, the night the storm came. I'm in Swannanoa right now, and I live right over there, and I have seen zero FEMA, okay?
She said they're taking it serious.
Very seriously. And before the hurricane hit, we pre-positioned more than 1,500 federal folks on the ground to help. And so we have made sure that every state has gotten their storm requested emergency declaration. They requested it, and we made sure they receive it. We've taken this very seriously. More than $200 million that we have provided to the impacted areas. But instead, people want to do disinformation, misinformation, which is dangerous. Because then when folks on the ground hear that, they may not want to ask for the help that they need. That is there for them. That's our focus here.
But President Biden is fond of saying, show me your budget and I will tell you what you value. If he's got money for people in Lebanon right now, without Congress having to come back, what does it say about his values? There's not enough money right now for people in North Carolina who need it. That's not misinformation.
Wait, no, that is your whole premise of the question is misinformation, sir. What you don't, yes, it's misinformation.
Is there money to send to Lebanon right now?
I just mentioned to you that we provided more than $200 million to folks who are impacted in the area, and I just shared with you that people are deciding not to. People are deciding not to.
That's clear to Congress that there's not enough money to help.
You know what I would like to see? Somebody to interview Kamala Harris and ask her some questions. Without a teleprompter. Without a teleprompter is what I want to see. Because when she got a teleprompter.
Hey, we got 32 days until the election.
And it goes out.
So 32 days. 32 days. Okay, we got some business to do. All right. 32 days. And we know we will do it.
Oh, she's so uniquely hopeless, at least.
She's so uniquely hopeless, bruh.
We're talking about the SBA disaster loan.
That's money for people in North Carolina.
And that's important, and people in North Carolina need that. Wait, this is nothing new. Peter, this is nothing new. Congress comes together, they provide money, millions of dollars, for disaster relief. We're asking them to do the job that they have been doing for some time.
The letter that President Biden sent to Johnson, McConnell, Schumer, and Jeffries. The president's letter is not misinformation. Would you agree?
No, the way you're asking me the question is misinformation. There's money that we are allocating to the impacted areas, and there's money there to help people who truly need it. There are survivors who need the funding, and it's there.
That you don't like misinformation.
I actually said we have the money available to help survivors of Hurricane Helene and also Hurricane Milton. Now there's going to be a shortfall, right? Because we don't know how bad Hurricane Milton is going to be. And so we're going to need additional funding. That's
exactly what I just asked about. And you said it was misinformation. Yes.
What you're asking me is why Congress needs to come back and do their job. That's what you're asking me. Congress needs to come back and do their job and provide extra assistance, extra funding to disaster relief fund. That's what Congress needs to do, and we're going to continue to urge that. You may not want that, but that's okay. That's what this president wants, and that's what the vice president wants. Thanks, everybody.
She got mad and walked off. She got that black girl attitude when the pressure came on. Like,
Governor Senator Tim Walz with a rare interview appearance yesterday. He made his Sunday show debut on Fox News Sunday. Anchor Shannon.
Bro, she really gonna like, she really gonna walk off like that, like in the midst of people asking questions. Hey, this is what I think about her too.
She's so uniquely hopeless. At least Selena Meyer.
She is uniquely hopeless, bro. And this dude just be lying about everything, bro, allegedly. Lying about going to China, lying about, like, bro.
And Bream challenged him on his track record in his state of Minnesota, specifically on the programs there that give illegal immigrants privileges and taxpayer-funded freebies.
Why should your taxpayers in Minnesota or across the states pay for those programs?
Well, that's not the vice president's position, but I will say this. Minnesota ranks as a top 5 business state. We rank as a top 3 state for children living, and we're the top state for health care access.
Shannon also asked him about his history of misstatements on his military service, his wife using IVF, and...
Hey, shout out to Fox News for having a black lady up there. Shout out to them. Because y'all keep saying Fox News is racist. I see a black lady right there. That's what I see.
More. Here's how he responded.
And I got to be honest with you, Shannon, I don't think people care whether I used IUI or IVF when we talk about this. What they understand is Donald Trump would resist those things. I have never disparaged someone else in this, but I know that's not what Donald Trump does. They disparage everyone. The personal attacks. I will own up when I misspeak. I will own up when I make a mistake.
Bro, did y'all see the debate with J.D. Vance and Tim Walz? When they directly asked him, like, why did you tell us that you were in China when you were not in China like during that time? He said, he went ahead, he was like, oh, well, I grew up in a small town, I went to school, I used the GI Bill, you know what I mean? Like, I have a great track record of doing this, a great track record of doing that. He talked about everything else, and JD Vance was looking at him like what are you talking about, bro? This girl asked you a straight up question. Then the lady had to get back to the question. She was like, all right, like, but why did you tell us that you was in China when you weren't in China? And he was like, oh, well, I'm a knucklehead at times. Sometimes I just get caught up in a moment and I misspeak. This is what he said. Are you getting caught up in the moment now and misspeaking? I don't know.
It's so sad that he doesn't know his own set of facts on that IVF, right? Somebody told him that, so he repeated it. But Donald Trump has talked about supporting IVF many, many times. Ben Domenech, Fox News contributor and The Spectator.
Today, let's hear what JD Vance got to say. Shout out to JD Vance, bro. And for y'all that don't know, JD Vance, go look at his documentary. It's on Netflix. It's like a movie about him. Read the book on JD Vance. Don't just think, oh, he's a Republican, he don't know what the struggle is like. Watch JD Vance, his life. He has been through more of the straits than a lot of people. Like, he knows what it's about. You know, so to him, like I say, to be up on these platforms speaking eloquently and trying to be vice president and represent the people, I think he comes from like a genuine place. You know, he's been through it, you know, so shout out to him.
Senator, where were you a year ago when you heard the news? And 1 year later, where do you think this conflict is at?
Yeah, when I heard the news a year ago, I had just woken up, of course, because the time difference, and you were hearing reports about this really, really brutal attack. And, you know, my wife and I have a couple of friends who actually live in Israel, make their life in Israel. So first, of course, our thoughts go to our friends and how are they doing? And then as the news rolls in, you just realize how unbelievably gruesome it was. And I think on this year anniversary, what we should try to remember is that there is true barbarism in the world. There is true evil in the world. And when the good guys are against the bad guys, America should try as much as we can to support the good guys. And unfortunately, what we've seen from the current administration is a lot of wavering, a lot of waffling, and I think because of that, it's prolonged the war. It's gotten a lot of people, civilians on the Palestinian and the Israeli side, unnecessarily killed, and it's made it harder to achieve any real peace in the Middle East. It really drives home why we need stronger and much smarter leadership in the White House.
Well, you have Donald Trump who's saying that Israel should target Iran's nuclear infrastructure. But when Kamala Harris was asked about it on this 60-minute special that's going to air tonight, they released a little clip of it. She couldn't say that she was an ally of Benjamin Netanyahu's. What was your response to that?
Well, I think that it just drives home again. Kamala Harris's entire approach to this crisis has been to, with the one hand, say, well, maybe
that's crazy what these people are going through over there, man. Like, that makes me crazy sad, man. It's insane.
Trump's gonna win. Is that who you want to win?
I think Trump winning too. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Thug life. I'm voting for the felon. It is what it is.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But I'm not telling y'all who to vote for. I think Trump is like, bro, we did not have all of this going down. Where people are like, oh, we're worried about it. We worry. Like, then they popping up with a $750. Like, come on, bro.
If he win, why do you want Trump to win?
That's his man.
Yeah, he a wild nigga though, right? Trump one of them don't give a fuck type niggas. Is that the reason you want to win?
Nah, he's just a good man. You know, listen, I don't agree with all this shit. Like, nobody agrees with all my shit, but, you know, they're good people.
Right.
I mean, no one's perfect in this world. Everybody got their shit, you know.
Right.
Mike, wasn't you at the Trump party back in the day?
I
think we was all there.
I'm the reason it was the party. It was my party. They came to my party. Nigga. I used to fight in his hotel when I was a kid.
Word?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
15 times there.
That's what's up.
Arcado's Damati, he's a subscriber. He said, you can't eat $750. They need items like food and water. He said, where you gonna spend money at if the stores are flooded to duh.
What's up, man? Who you voting for, Murder?
You know I'm conservative, so I'm probably on the side of Trump.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you looking at me for?
That's you were gonna answer.
She didn't like my answer.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
She looked at me like
I didn't say anything.
Women power and all that. Killer don't think I am, but I'm
Charles.
for
I never said
That's
that. Where
also not
you getting that
a
from?
correlation.
Why would you throw me in that? I never even said. First of all, I've never voted in my life. I know people.
No,
like,
you never did.
You're gonna be like,
That's what I was
Cam.
gonna say. You said you
Hey, listen.
They gonna say, Cam,
I never
yo, you
voted
never
either. I got to be honest. The only time I ever voted was for, and I don't know what to vote for Obama. I just did that out of blackness.
Out of the black, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never voted. No, and I know people like, your vote counts, this, that, and the third, but it was just, see, look, one of these.
And you know what?
Your vote does count, bro. That's why they're doing all of this.
It is like about Trump. You know, like if you know somebody and then they get to the place where they're running for president, you almost feel like a hater if you don't vote for them because you know this nigga.
Yeah.
And it's like you ain't vote for somebody.
This is what it is. This is what it is, right? He's president. I got love for him. I live not far from him. I'm always at his house. He's showing me love. His wife, his kids, they all show my family love. Hey, the other people never going to show me that love. This other lady, she's not going to show me no love.
And that's what I was about to say about me voting. It's never like I seen a president that made a difference for me growing up. It wasn't like, yo, if this nigga win, he gonna come through.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna end up seeing him. I just never really felt like it made a difference. Now, what I will say is this,
Did
Murder.
the PPP matter?
I wasn't a part of that. I don't know.
By the chicken game.
Yeah, I didn't get PPP or none of the loans, but
Nah, but listen, when you think about this, they're not gonna help me get my friends out of prison that got life sentences and shit.
Yeah, no,
they're not gonna help me. They're not gonna help me.
Totally agreeing with you, Mike. That's exactly what I'm saying. When you guys, and that's what Mase said.
Yeah.
When you got somebody that you know that made it there, it makes sense. It doesn't make sense for you not to vote for him because everything Mase said and everything you just said makes 100% sense. I was just saying that I've never known anybody. I never met Trump. I know y'all was on before I was on, so I didn't get a chance to meet Trump. But I'm not arguing your points. Did you want to chime in?
Oh no, I'm just gonna say, do your own research, see what matters to you, and then register to vote and make your decision
I'm like,
that
you
way.
want to go for Kamala?
She trying to go for Kamala. Like if she want to go for Kamala, let her go for Kamala, man. That's her right. She's an American citizen. Let's see what Dr. Umar Johnson got to say. Shout out to them, Art of Dialogue. Subscribe to their channel. Get them to 1 million subscribers if y'all can.
Look like a victim of crime. Attempts were staged to improve his popularity.
Hey, so Dr. Umar Johnson is basically saying, and yo, he was like the most pro-black person ever. And he said, Dr. Umar Johnson warns there will be a civil war if Kamala Harris becomes president. If you ask me, because even CNN is putting out polls right now talking about Donald Trump is leading, right? And if y'all want me to, I could play that. Like, let me know in the comment section if y'all want me to play that. Like CNN is saying like Trump is like leading right now. So this is like a grassroots effort. Trump doesn't have to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on advertisement. It's him. Like with his social media fan base on Twitter, Truth Social, Elon Musk, like all these people like coming together and, you know, him going to the rallies and all of that, like that helps. And just him doing that, I think people are just tired. of the rising cost of everything. And people just smiling in your face, telling you everything's going to be all right. Meanwhile, giving all of our money overseas. Now, I do want to say this, and this is respect to the Democratic Party. Sometimes it's better to help finance a situation like what's going on overseas versus to have troops on the ground. Like, I get that. You know what I mean? It's just that when we're paying taxes over and over again, and a lot of money in taxes, and when something happens like a natural disaster and you guys are disheveled and you don't know what to do in that situation, it creates worry for the people that are voting. Because, you know, before they used to just pander to people that were like 60 plus, maybe 55 to, 55 and up is what they would pander to. And they would hope like old ladies would just like listen to whatever they said and smile at them and it would be all good. Now you got like a open forums of like media, different people. It's not just Fox News and CNN. It's like different people that may have a middle of the road like opinion on things. You see what I'm saying? And then you got people just like, you got TikTok in which they're trying to control. I think they already passed something to ban it. You know, so people are coming together and they're starting to say, hey, there's a problem that's going on with our government and it's not being addressed. And then now you got Hillary Clinton. She's coming out talking about, oh, social media basically needs to be sanitized for them to maintain control. Young people are coming together and they are tired because they understand it's expensive out here. They're going to school. They got their phones. It's an extension of yourself. You know what I mean? Anything you want to know, you can just look it up on the phone now. And a lot of things that what these politicians are saying is not aligning to what their values are. It's the issue. You know, so I want to say I'm proud of like the younger generations, regardless of who they vote for paying attention to what's going on and not just believing one side over the other.
And to rebrand him as a victim and not a perpetrator. If you noticed, ever since the first assassination attempt, there has been almost no conversation on January 6th. There has been almost no conversation in Donald Trump initiating a riot in the nation's capital. No conversation at all. That was the purpose of these assassination attempts, to make Donald Trump look like a victim of crime and not a perpetrator of it. And they have done a very good job doing so. They playing games. They playing games, bro. They are absolutely playing games. You know, Art, when I look at this election, and as I've looked at this election since the last time you and I spoke, which was right after, Kamala declared she was going to step in with.
Hey, yo, shout out to y'all, all the subscribers in here. Don Sincati, Hope Nelson, Brian Mabry, Riley Ferens, you know what I'm saying? X Warp, all of y'all in here, Marcus Chapman, bro. Like, we got like 36,000 views in here, bro. We are approaching 40,000 views. So shout out to all of y'all for commenting. You know, some people have been super chatting. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? All of that. Thug life. Y'all want to hear this stuff. This is y'all. This is not me.
With Joe. I believe that the global white power structure wants Kamala. I absolutely do. The Democratic agenda is so in alignment with the one world order. Everything from the LGBT to the kids to the COVID, all of that is in alignment with what they want to do. The problem is Donald Trump is so popular. See, Donald Trump is a nationalist, Art. They don't want a nationalist. They don't want someone who's looking out for the best interests of America. They want someone who's looking out for the best interests of the global elites. And that is the...
Bro, when you got Trump going against Purdue, a pharmaceutical company... Like, bro, let me show y'all this, bro. Like, y'all think I'm playing? Hold on. Y'all think I'm playing? Like, they had to pay crazy money. Let me see if I can find it. So many. I'm let this play.
Democrats. The question is, are they willing to cheat Trump out of the election and risk a full-scale revolt by poor white America? That's the question. That is the question. Are we willing to risk a social catastrophe if Donald Trump is cheated out of the election? In my opinion, Art, I believe he's the front runner. Even though they're reporting that Kamala has a slight edge, I'm not buying it.
Well, now he's leading.
I believe Donald Trump is the front runner.
And then we got Dawn Sincati said the censorship made it hard for the right to be an algorithm. To give another POV. Love to see color in the Patriots again. Shout out to you.
I believe
But you know what they doing in the media right now, right? Y'all know what they do. Oh, Kanye West is going through a divorce. They are doing everything that they can to distract y'all. Everything that they can.
Won the last election. I believe he beat Joe Biden, but got...
Yo, this is Dr. Umar Johnson saying he believes Trump won the last election. I'm not going to go that far. I mean, this is a personal opinion. When you look at the revolt, what happened with the Capitol, what happened in Nevada, everybody on the side of the road, like almost every citizen in Nevada on the side of the road, like, how did this happen? It brings questions to mind. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to like get on this platform and say that, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I'm weary after seeing that. And then when you got Mayor Giuliani, him and his constituents was trying, or him and his people were trying to go and see if they can watch them count the ballots. There was a problem. They didn't want them to do it. And then they had to, like, when they finally allowed it, they had to be so many feet away from them counting the ballots, so they really can't even see the ballot. That was like kind of interesting to me. It just made me think, it made me pause. Like, yo, what is this? You know what I mean? I'm not saying like they did anything bad, and I'm just saying it just made me think. Because you had Donald Trump, like, when that whole like pandemic, like whatever, I can't say it on here, right? He was like, oh, just take hydrochloroquine and take some vitamin C and protect yourself and you be good. They like, nah, we want to shut down the world. You ain't understanding what we trying to do. Like, there's 2 companies that's giving them jabs, and we want them 2 companies to get paid off the American people. If they don't get it, because, you know, they can't, like, you got rights, right? They can't force you to get, you know what I mean? They can't technically force you, but they control the economy. So if you want to make some money, you got no choice. You're going to have to play ball and get jabbed. We don't know what that was. You see what I'm saying? And Trump was like, nah, just, you know what I mean? Take hydrochloroquine, take care of yourself, take vitamin C, social distance, you know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. But I don't think we need to shut down the world. They shut down, and then the other party comes in and they shut down the world. And now you barely, if ever, see a mom and pop store. Yeah, hey, and BR549, he said, yup, and Fauci said, I didn't say that. And that dude has never been brought up under review. They've never, like, and they tried to question him a little bit, but, you know, other than that, he just, like, disappeared. But now, you know what I mean? All of us are walking around. We don't have to be masked up all the time. We can still work and we can do it. So what was the game back then? I don't know. I could just say certain things make me think. And when I have a party that did that, you see what I'm saying? You know, when you're younger, you got to get, you know what I mean? Shots to go to school and stuff like that. It's just what it is. But when you're an adult and they force you and make you do that, I got a problem with that, bro. I got a problem. And they did it, like, what you gonna do about it? Like, type attitudes. And you had to make a decision. You want to lose your job or you going? Trump didn't do that to y'all. Some people in America was losing family members in hospitals. It could have been heart disease. You know what I mean? The family members that had, you know what I mean? Heart attacks and people with old age, long-term care facilities, all of that. They couldn't even see their relatives who may have been going down or may have been on the hospice or whatever. Couldn't even go see their relatives. Unless they had a mask on, and then a lot of people were denied the ability to see their relatives. My mother had cancer, you know what I mean? I couldn't even, like, hug her. Like, that's crazy. But that happened under that administration. And everybody just forgets all of this happened. We just had, and what the left is going to say, they're going to say, oh, well, we don't really control interest rates. We just had a situation where interest rates was like up close to 7%, like crazy. Even if you had an 820 credit score, you try to buy a house, your interest rate was going to be insane. Even if you wanted to get a loan for something, your interest rate is insane. That's a problem, guys. Y'all don't remember that just happened not too long ago? But what happens like every election, doesn't matter what side. It's like, you know what I mean? They turn the heat up on you. Everybody starts complaining. They complaining once it gets too hot. As close as we get to the election, they start turning the heat down. Gas prices start going down. Interest rates go down just a little bit. People forget, like, they had problems filling up their cars. People starting to forget a little bit that they were just complaining about. They turning it down. People start to forget that they were just complaining about grocery prices. People starting to forget that they took a whole year from their life. People starting to forget that they made them wear a mask all year. People starting to forget. You see what I'm saying? That's what happens. And then shout out to For Real Family with the $2 donation. He said video of Fauci talking about the P word in 2017. I can't, you know what I mean? Like, you got Hillary Clinton, like, she basically saying, like, the internet need to be sanitized. Like, certain things I can't talk about. And I know that. You know what I mean? Or the algorithm gets slowed down.
Cheated. And it don't make a difference to me who wins because none of them care about black.
Allegedly.
Folks, I want to be clear about that. But I believe he beat Joe Biden. If he gets cheated again,
bro, hey y'all, all the people that's watching, right? We got 40,000 views, right? All the people that's watching, why are they lying about family members? Bro, let me hold on. Hold on. Like my girl Candace Owens, right? I don't know her. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, I rock with her. That's why I said my girl, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. Why does Candace Owens have to be the person to break the story?
It says on April 12th, Good Friday, Prime Minister Alexander Bustamante, because again...
Why does she have to break the story of who her family really was? Why is the media trying to hide Candace Owens' investigation when she finds out who that lady was that Candace Owens was sitting on her lap?
Old clips that are now serving the oath of office as Vice President of the United States, Canada. I'm going to show you a picture, okay? See these pictures of these people. That one in the middle.
She goes through the whole family tree and exposes Kamala Harris. Why is nobody talking about that? Look at her views. She got 1 million views on it, and nobody's talking about it. These are live views. So like she, you know what I mean, probably uploaded it because it looks like really nicely done so that people can, like, you know, chat while the video's playing. But nobody's talking about it. She went super in. Look how far back she went.
Is Chris Harris. Presumably that would be Oscar Harris's son that he had with Iris Vioris Harris, okay? It says in the bottom there, the newly formed Council of Jamaicans, and it tells you, again, from left to right, that you're looking at a man named Bromley Armstrong, and next to him is Bev Hayden, and that person who looks rather fair-skinned in the middle is Chris Harris. I find it rather off-putting that Donald Harris does not mention many of his siblings in his piece about his Jamaican heritage. It seems like he's continually leaving out the white people. That just makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I'd almost say it's racist. Just abandon an entire side of your family. Like, don't you find that quite weird that that piece so much focuses on introducing and discussing everyone who's black, but you leave out your own siblings? We've thus far, by the way, been able to locate 2 other confirmed siblings. So these would be the siblings of Donald Harris, the children of Oscar Harris and Iris, our white Iris Harris, who died in Broward County. He doesn't mention them. Did Kamala have a relationship with them growing up? I don't know. And I want to be clear, we still cannot find much information about Donald Harris himself. We did find some old newspaper clippings of a Donald Harris, which we are working to confirm it's him, that was involved in a lot of plays, in theater, and in drama in Jamaica. And I'm going, okay, well, the piece that I read about him, he was constantly speaking about the farm and the lessons on the farm. It would be wild if he turned out to be another theater kid, because you know that I have had my fill of theater kids and them being put into positions of power, a la...
Why are people like hiding a whole nother side of their family? It's crazy.
President Zelensky, Justin Trudeau, Emmanuel Macron. So I'm really hoping that this is not the right Donald Harris, but again, we're working to confirm it. Still cannot find his birth certificate. I still cannot find really anything else that would make him seem legitimate to me. Like I can't find Donald Harris, but we are still looking, we are still searching, and we're not going to stop. Now I'm going to take a quick pause here to thank one of our sponsors.
Shout out to her. She put her YouTube career on the line.
Then there's another bit of a mystery. Finnegan, here's the book.
Uncovering this. And you look, 1.4 million views. Why ain't nobody talking about this? She got deplatformed. They suspended her. She had to go to Rumble. She said, all right, like, I'm still going to uncover all, because they got mad at her Kanye West interview. This is crazy, bro. And this goes back to this. Let me show y'all. I'm not afraid to show my likes. This goes back to this.
Platforms, whether it's Facebook or if the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm.
They lose total control.
Oh, she's so uniquely hopeless. At least Selena might.
Yo. They making up family members in front of y'all face. This is the help. This is what Candace Owens has found out. This is not her granny. This is allegedly her help.
Book with my great-grandmother, Iris Finnegan, in Jamaica. Now I'm going to give you the side-by-side of Iris and her alleged daughter, Beryl, who died at 39. Now, that woman on the right is not 39 years old. She's clearly much more advanced in her age. I mean, we know black don't crack. I mean, that's just a scientific fact. So I would put that woman on the right-hand side, who she tried to pass off as Beryl, and I think is the exact same person. I would say that woman looks to be about 65. And then it looks like she's more advanced on the left-hand side. The great-grandmother, that's the same person. When I just believe my own eyes, we're looking at the same person. What do you guys think when you look at those photos? How the hell does a person who is the vice president of the United States pass off a book, claim that these people that are in her book are her black relatives, and nobody bats an eyelash or does even a peripheral search to recognize that the woman that she put forth is implausibly her grandmother? And by the way, I'm going to say this and people can be offended, but the first thing that I thought when I saw the photo of her sitting on her great-grandmother's lap was that this doesn't look like a grandparent affection going on here. Like, this woman looks like she could be working for the family.
She looking straight ahead. Where's the affection? This is your grandchild, allegedly, right? And we found out this is not her grandchild. Where's the since when is a grandmother not even like looking at their child, just looking straight? Even if they doing that, they're gonna have some sort of, you know what I mean? Like, this is my grandchild. Like, they're gonna be like happy, something. She like, these people I work for got this kid on my lap. That's kind of what it looked like.
Quite literally, I thought to myself, this woman looks like she could be the help. And I thought that because there's a lack of affection there. Do you know what I mean? But there's no, like, in both of the photos, there's a lack of affection. It's just like a woman standing next to her. And I obviously know that that was a circumstance. When you're talking about a family that had a ton of plantations, which is the reality. She descends from Irish slavers. That is a fact that Kamala Harris cannot deny. She descends from wealthy Irish slavers who virtually they did own the town. They named the town. It was Hamilton Town, then it was Brownstown in Jamaica. He had over 1,000 slaves, okay? It would follow that there would be help around the house. And I'm just going to put here as a question mark, not as a fact. If they're looking at some of these photos of people who became like family and they're trying to pass them off like relatives, again, not a fact, a huge question mark. But my instinct tells me that that person is actually not her family member. And if it is, Well, Kamala's got some explaining to do.
Why is nobody that Kamala's doing interviews with mentioning this? This is a slam dunk question. Like if I'm Howard Stern, I'm about to interview Kamala, however you want to say her name. Shout out to her. If I'm about to interview like Kamala Harris, I'm going to ask that question. Just like if it was anybody else, Jay-Z or somebody interviewed Diddy or, you know what I mean? Like they're going to ask like the question, like the elephant in the room type question. Why is nobody asking her about Candace Owens? Hey, Candace Owens just did a multi-series video on you, and it's got, normally I wouldn't mention this, but a video like this, like each one of those videos have over 1 million views, right? And she's breaking down your family tree, and she's alleging that the lady that you were in the photo with is not your grandmother. Can you just make it clear for the general public that may have seen that? Because, voters are very impressionable people, right? They may believe Candace Owens. So let us know from your side, is this true or is it not? And all Kamala Harris, all she has to say is like, no, it's not true. Like, I don't know why she's doing that. I don't even know this lady. She could make that up. Or she could say like, what side of this is how I would handle it if I was Kamala Harris. What side of the aisle is that lady on? Okay, now you see why she's like coming at me. They're going to make up anything. Like, that's not true. She could have just said that. Why is nobody asking her this question? Why are they trying to scrub out what is happening here? Breaking news, Kamala Harris allegedly lied about her black grandparents.
How did she?
It's like things that make you go, And I see a lot of black people, Candace Owens, she don't like black people. Hey, I see a lot of her content. She speaks out for brothers and sisters. She does. She's not taking the Cardi B route. She's not doing it. She's eloquent. She knows how to argue her points. She's not afraid of conflict. The people are just mad because I guess her husband is white. But like when she talks, she speaks for everybody.
Meet Grandma Beryl almost 20 years after Grandma Beryl died. Because Kamala Harris looks...
Hey, shout out to everybody. We got almost 72,000 subscribers. Shout out to y'all. So we had 71,500 subscribers. Now we got 71,880 subscribers. So I appreciate all of y'all for subscribing for real. Real talk.
To be about 20 in that photo that she presented. Then there's another bit of a mystery, as I said. If Beryl married after her or before...
Somebody said Candace is wifey material. Of course. Candace know that. She know that. She know what she working with. That's why she got that rich husband she got. Like, she knows she ain't playing. Because, your looks going to fade one day. You got to make something happen.
For her wedding when she was 25 years old to the missing Newland. If anybody can find Newland, please let me know. But if Beryl married at some point Oscar Wilde Joseph Brown, where is their marriage certificate? And where is their divorce certificate? Again, I'm only prodding the narrative here because I'm going to need proof that she's black. The media has now made this a thing.
They made this a thing. Janet Jackson said that she doesn't believe Kamala Harris is black. They trying to call Janet Jackson wacko. And we know why Janet Jackson did it. Let's be real. She's upset that Kamala Harris had some disparaging comments about Michael Jackson when he was about to go through that trial. So, I get why Janet Jackson's like, okay, well, I'm about to shoot at you. I get that. But now they trying to call Janet Jackson like, whatever. And she's defending Janet Jackson like, nah.
And now you made it so much of a thing that
y'all want to go at Janet Jackson because well, let me show you the evidence of what's going on. Everybody's scared to do, like, she's putting her, like, y'all don't understand. Yeah, you looking like she got 2.68 million subscribers. How many times have we seen like a YouTube channel with millions of subscribers disappear? She's putting everything on the line. She understands this is a big election. And the one thing that Candace Owens does not like, she does not like being lied to. Obama, you dodged one. If she was active like this when you was running, you would have a major problem. You lucky.
Attacking people like Janet Jackson when she asks a very reasonable question that you should be able to respond to. And now we have a verifiable lie that Kamala Harris told in her book, or a big uh-oh, because, you know, if I'm
hit the subscribe button. What y'all doing? Like, yo, get this channel up. We ain't 100,000. Hate when I get to 90,000. What y'all doing? Shout out to everybody subscribing. No, I'm joking. A lot of y'all have subscribed. Shout out to y'all.
Nice. I guess sometimes you think when you're publishing a book that it's a photo of you and your grandmother that you never met or never could have met. Maybe Kamala was just confused and thought it was her grandma, but it was a grandmother that she had, again, never met. Media should be on this, and they should be asking her this question. How did you make this significant of a blunder in your book? And isn't it quite ironic that every photo that you have presented, two of which look like they're the exact same person, one aged on, which begs the question, is that even Kamala Harris in her lap? I don't know. Again, we're at the beginning of this investigation. But it's interesting that amongst all of the relatives, so many Irish white slavers, the only photos that she chose to put in this book are the ones that make it look as though she might be Black. And we have just significantly and without question debunked one of those photos.
I don't know, y'all. Somebody saying scamula. People mad, man. They got a lot to say. You got people on the ground. They talking about, yo, they can't find FEMA. We had Glenn Beck. Shout out to Glenn Beck. He was on the ground talking to like the FEMA workers. Like, why are you guys putting the trucks where people can't find them? Glenn Beck did that. Now you got Haitians right here, and shout out to the Haitians. I like, bro. If you come here legally, I don't have no problem. Look at this. This is going to make y'all mad. All right, everybody fasten y'all seatbelts. This is what this blog was about, right? This is, you know what I mean? We got to lead into something. Check this out. So Insurrection Barbie, go follow her on Twitter, right? She putting out everything. Now it says they came here on Biden and Harris's payroll program. Not working yet, but receiving money from the federal government every week. Watch this.
What do you do for work here, if anything? How do you survive without a job to...
Hold on. Let me make this bigger.
How long have you lived here in Charleroi? What do you do for work here, if anything? How do you survive without a job to make money? How much do you get in food stamp? Okay.
It's $180 in food stamps.
Do you have family and friends that live here? How much do you pay for rent? Okay. The fact visit here. How long have you lived in Charleroi?
I have been living here since June 10th, 2024.
Okay. How did you get here to Charleroi, and how long did that journey take?
I came through parole. Biden is humanitarian program. Family applied for us.
Do you have family and friends that also live here, and do you live alone?
I live with 5 people, but he just said family and friends applied for it.
What do you do for work here in Charleroi?
He said, not so far. I haven't worked because I haven't worked yet. My prior did not arrive on time, but I applied somewhere. I hope in the days that they can call me to work. So this dude came into the country with no job, no plan.
Do you receive any benefits from the state or the federal government in terms of money?
I'm reading what he's saying. Yes, I have the support of the government. They gave me an EBT card, including a meal, a cash portion of $97.
Did you see that this town was recently in the news and Donald Trump mentioned it? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But it doesn't really shake me because there are immigrants. We do not normally behave well in the country. This is for educational purposes only. Who do not normally behave well in the country? Because you know they are not familiar with the doctrine. Some immigrants do things that are not respectable. Well, I understand it. It's normal. It's a normal thing to do. A Haitian would do it like that in his country too.
Okay.
That doesn't matter at all. And he must continue to defend.
Okay. Okay.
No, I don't think he is a problem at all.
Okay. How long do you plan on staying here in Charleroi? Do you plan on going back to Haiti at some point, or is this a permanent move?
Well, I live in Charleroi because I have a temporary document. Immediately, my time is up. What the government asks is, what will I do? If they ask me to go back to Haiti, it is a principle. You must respect the principle.
¿Cuántos años vive aquí?
And then he said, how many years have you been here? No, well, live. Been here for almost a year. I came here in January.
¿Por qué
Why did you come?
ven a Charleroi?
In Charleroi. Why did I come here? Because I needed to. Go to a city where work opportunities are better.
Okay. Muchos trabajos, oportunidades.
He's asking him a question because he knows he's having issues with English. He said, a lot of work opportunities here?
Aquí, o...
He said, yes, that's why.
Okay. And ¿de dónde eres?
He said, where are you from? He said, I am Haitian.
¿Qué?
I am Haitian. Haitian, I come from Haiti.
Okay. Tú trabajas.
He said, you work in the food factory.
Okay.
So yes.
What is it? ¿Qué es el nombre?
He said, what is the name? He said, name of what?
Del factorio.
He said, the factory. He said, I work at a place called BBQ.
How do you like life here? Does everyone get along, or are things tense?
I get along with everyone because I work.
Okay, bien, porque...
Because if we do not work, life can get a little complicated.
Okay. Do you plan on staying in Pennsylvania, or are you guys going to move somewhere else or go back home?
He said, well, we want to stay here. You know, we are immigrants. We are looking for a better life here.
How many Haitians have recently moved here? 2,000?
Yes.
Okay.
So they recently just had about 2,000 of them move there.
Okay, that's the work bus. Thank you. You take that to... do you work at the factory?
Yeah.
Okay, for the food?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that is the van right in front of us. This is picking up people and taking them off to work. And now they're going off to the next person right here, I assume. And honestly, fair play. If the business owner is funding this, what's the problem? I think the question is if somehow taxpayer dollars are paying for it, then maybe that's a questionable thing. You're right. I'm voting for the felon, Trump 2024. So interesting.
Yo, after he interviewed these people, he was like, "You're right. I'm voting for the felon 2024." Bro, like these dudes are coming in here. They don't really have to have all of their documents in order. They're talking about, oh, they got family, and then when they got family here, and when he's asked about what, like, you know, you living with your family, whatever, he was like, "Oh, no, I just live with like some people." Like, so they're like allegedly like having an issue with the truth, like coming over here, and then the government just giving them food stamps, they're giving them cash, they're giving them all this, you know, and then they're working and they're taking y'all jobs. Is what it is. I don't mind people coming here legally. I don't have no problem with that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not one of these people, "Oh, don't come to the United States." I don't have that problem. Like, you come here, just come here legally. But I think what's going on, they're like he said, under the Biden Harris, you know, that's how we came here. So they're coming here in droves, right? And then now states are trying to the blue states trying to get rid of voter ID. What do you think these people are going to do when the election come up? They're going to go there and they're going to vote because they don't need an ID to do it. So if they're allowing them to come in here easily, they're going to continue to vote for whoever is allowing this to be easy. And then they're going to bring more and more family and more and more family and more family. And they're going to take more in your jobs, more in your jobs. That's what's going to happen. You see what I'm saying? And then like when we need help, you know, they give them all kind of like food stamps, all kind of like cash assistance, all this stuff. But if you get caught up in a natural disaster, you get $750. And they getting paid like weekly to be here, without even fully going through the process. That's kind of what I'm like wanting to show y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Somebody told y'all the greatest replacement. Bro, they don't care about the black vote. They don't care nothing about that. Yeah, she kind of does a little bit. She wants to, Quavo. She got Meg Thee Stallion. They really don't care about that because they know when they get enough of these people over here, and the states start playing ball like California passed a law. You don't need a voter ID anymore. So when they get more and more people over here, what you think, bro? They will not. When Elon Musk is saying, when he went up there, let me show y'all what Elon Musk said, bro. Shout out to Elon Musk, bro. Elon Musk said, this is probably going to be the last election. Like, if y'all don't like get this together. Because of the voter ID issue. We play that in like the other live. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Let me see if he still got that up here.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. Well, first of all, I want to say,
and he used to be Democratic.
What an honor it is to be here. And, you know, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire. And we had one. So how are you supposed to have a good, proper election if there's no ID? It's just meaningless. And
can y'all answer me that? How are you supposed to have a proper election if there's no voter ID? I'm curious. Like, hey, I got the same question as the Elon Musk right now. Can somebody help me understand this?
And free speech is the bedrock of democracy. And if people don't know,
free speech is the bedrock of democracy.
What's,
and we seen a video of Hillary Clinton talking about the internet needs to be censored so that we can maintain power. We seen a video. What you think I'm playing, bro? Like, what? Stop playing with me, bro. She said it.
Platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm.
She got to get one of these too. She got to get one of these too.
Oh, she's so uniquely hopeless. At least Selena Myers.
And they making up relatives. We had to have Candace Owens expose that. shout out to everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody. Everything kind of slowed down. Cash apps, everything slowed down. The views are still going up. We're going to end up, I'm going to give y'all, some time, and we're going to come back and talk about entertainment, some things that's going on. But I wanted to take time out, because we got an election coming up. There's a lot of distractions that's going on right now. And, hey, they don't, the algorithm has no problem with me distracting y'all with different things, but I do feel like I have to talk about some of this stuff, that's going on, because our country is our country, and we got to pay attention to everything that's going on. And I do want to end it like this, right? Just because I have certain views that, hey, you can get into the chat, you can argue for the Democrats if you feel like it. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to do that at all. If you super chat and you got something to say for the Democrats, hey, I'll read whatever you say. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Vote for, if you feel like you're blue, you know what I'm saying? You feel like being a Democrat is going to help me in my particular circumstance, and you feel like you have to vote that way, don't let my opinion stop you. You know what I mean? But on the other end of it, if you feel like the world or the United States within the past 4 years hasn't been working in your interest, and you're tired of the rising cost of fuel, the rising cost of, gas prices, food prices, you were a little bit upset that they took a whole year from your life. You didn't like the interest rates. You didn't like what was going on with the economy. You remember when mom and pop stores used to exist? They're nowhere to be found anymore. If you feel like, what's going on with this new hurricane situation is not being handled appropriately, and you feel like, maybe a different administration will handle it a little bit better. Maybe you like the photo ops. Listen, some people don't. They feel like, Americans first. We got somebody in the comments section, GLS 5031 said America first. Y'all got to understand, I talk about the urban community, right? So I'll talk about entertainment, battle rap, entertainment, what's going on with Diddy, all of this. You don't think this hurts me? My viewership to talk about this? It does. You know what I mean? Now, if I drop a battle rap blog, who knows how many you gonna watch? If I drop a entertainment blog, who knows? They mad at me. A lot of people are mad at me, what are you doing? What I'm saying? Why are you voting that way? They mad. But I also feel like anybody and everybody should be able to speak their piece. If you feel like, hey, Cameron and Mase, shout out to them. Shout out to Mike Tyson. He felt like, I got to tell people what I feel. And it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because regardless of what you say, when I get in that voter booth, you can't stop me. That's my opinion. You cannot bully me into getting into that voting booth and to vote for what I want to vote for. If I feel like somebody else is going to be a better match, that's what I feel. You know what I mean? And some people, they may feel like Kamala, some people may be voting for her just because they think she's black. Candace Owens proved that different. Some people may be voting for her just because she's a female. Some people may be voting for her because they feel like she has some policies that align with them. If that's the case, go with what you go with. But, when I look at policies, people always talk about, what are the policies with this? Oh, what is Trump's policy? Well, Trump, he didn't say nothing about this. He didn't say nothing about that. What is his policies? I see Trump standing up and saying a lot.
So announcing that as part of our additional tax cuts, we will end all taxes on overtime.
Hey, that's a pretty good. We will end all taxes on overtime. A lot of y'all don't even want to work overtime no more because of the taxes. Guess who was in power the last 4 years? Guess who decided not to do that for y'all? He's like, I talked this over with the economists. They're saying this is a good plan. He was real. And I will say with Trump, he was very busy, cutting red tape, allowing businesses to start. You know what I mean? He was doing a lot. Very, very busy. His work shows, what he was doing. But now he's talking about, let's cut the taxes. No tax on overtime. That's a game changer for me. And a lot of y'all say, Trump, he only cares about the top elite.
What that means? Think of that. That as part of our additional tax cuts, we will end all taxes on overtime. You know what that means? Think of that. Think of that. Think of that. That gives people.
What y'all think about that? And then Bond, he's a subscriber. He said Candace did great research and interviews. She's the GOAT. Matthew Pearson said, where does his work show? Can you show proof? Bro, like, were you alive the 4 years he was president? Like, I don't, like, what are you looking for? Like, are you looking for, like, you know, a raise in, like, food stamps or something? Like, do you invest in money? Like, do you invest in property? Do you realize how easy it was to get houses when he was president? Do you know, like, people now are complaining about the interest rates and housing market? And people are saying, like, now, like, businesses are the ones that can afford the houses. They're coming in and buying all the houses up cash. You didn't really hear about that when he was president. I was working on my second house when he was, I got my first house when he was president. So I'm working on my second house. New administration comes in. Oh, the world shut down. Everybody trying to play catch up, right? The next year, everybody trying to play catch up. Everything, the rise and cost of everything is insane. Then you try to buy a house, you find out, because people were staying home working, a lot of the companies that were like, you know what I mean? Like in the buildings and workers were in the buildings, like workers like stayed home and workers didn't want to go back to the buildings. So a lot of those building owners, you know, who were renting out office space, they went to the housing market because it became more difficult to rent out office space. So they said, we're going to make all Americans renters. And they started, instead of building more buildings, because they seen that wasn't the play anymore, they start going around and buying up houses. You know how many offers in the past week I've had for my house? 5. And if I go down my street, there's like multiple different houses being bulldozed, and they're building like apartment complexes, and they're building like 4 houses like on one property. This is what they doing now. And people are like, who sold their houses, they're like, yo, I can't buy another house. I can't buy another house. Like, they keep coming in with cash. Like, I can't. Now, like a conventional home loan where it's just 30 days. Now people don't even want to wait the 30 days. It's like, yo, I could just sell this to a business. They're going to give me like way over market value for the house. And I just get the money like that. I don't have to wait the 30 days. I'm going with the business. That's what's happening. Because, yeah, you might have got like a chunk of money for selling your house, but, you know, you're going to put a big down payment on it. But still, you ain't about to buy this next house cash. Chances are that's not what you about to do. But you competing now with businesses that got cash, and they trying to make you a renter. That's what's going on now. That's the problem now. So, yeah, Mr. that was in the comment section, he didn't even super chat. Brokey. Shout out to Lotto. I'm going to see her. Shout outs. That's what Americans are going through. People saving up money. Like, cause it used to be an American dream. Oh, I save up money. I got a down payment. I'm not gonna have a problem getting a house. This is 2024. It's a different day and age. Now people looking at the interest rate. They're looking at the amortization schedule, and they're like, yo, like, look how much money I'm paying the interest now. It's hard to pay this house off. Let alone if you can get a house. Somebody said, how many views we got? Shout out to everybody. Let me look. We got 52,600 views right now. And that's not me. That's y'all hitting the like button. That's y'all subscribing. That's y'all sharing the word. You know what I'm saying? Every subscriber counts to me. That's why I take time out to look at the chat. Ruben Perez, shout out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm out. We coming back. We're going to be talking about entertainment, other things that's going on. Hey, if there's more developments in politics, we touching on that. You know what I mean? But I also want to say shout out to Cameron, shout out to Mase, you know what I mean? And shout out to Candace Owens. Come and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Peace. Make up your own mind, do your own research. Shout out to everybody.